So today I would like to talk about what is a false flag and how to recognize a false flag and how I recognized a false flag, albeit like quite a while later after everything happened. Um, and a false flag is when somebody does something wrong and they try to put the responsibility for it onto somebody else. So it's kind of like blame shifting. And here's how I think of that. Now, I'm not saying that anyone should think like me or that they have to do what I do or anything like that. This is just what I experienced and how I dealt with it right at the time. So I had been single and I had been away from uh, all the relatives and relationships that I was stuck within that were really, really abusive and toxic and pretty dangerous. And I had been living on my own and I had a job. I was working in retail sales and I was working at a cash register. And I was at work and I, uh, I had a partner, I had another worker show up to the shift, um, and she was really drunk. I mean, really drunk. Like, I didn't know how she even got to the job that day because, like, she was fall down drunk and she was laughing and she was just really wasted. She looked like she had drank so much alcohol that she was actually sweating a lot and her face was all red. And I couldn't have her there in front of customers, but she drove a car there to the job. So I had to get her car keys from her, which was easy. She set them down on the counter, and then I like tucked them behind the till just so that she wouldn't see them and she'd forget about her car keys, and I just left them on the counter. And then I couldn't really send her home or away, and I couldn't have her working out at the tills either. So I told her to go and take it easy in the back room with the door shut. And there was like no money back there. There was no customers back there, wouldn't see her. So she was doing that. And I kind of had her back there for a while. She had her phone, she had everything she could possibly want. um, so I was handling some customers that were coming in. I was working at the till, and then I don't really know how it happened or who called, but the manager of the store came in with a sort of a I think he might have been representing for union at that time. So two people came in and they were management. And they went in the back room and they were talking to uh, this girl. And I had the door shut. And customers, they saw her come in, but she was standing on the other side of the counter. So I don't know how they knew that she was actually supposed to be working her shift there. But I had her in the back room, and no customers saw her for a while until I could deal with all the customers and then figure out exactly what to do. I was sort of thinking at the time I was just gonna, once everything calmed down and there was nobody coming into the store, that I was just gonna go back there and use her phone to, or get her to call her parents or just somebody to come and pick her up. And then she could leave her car, and then she could, take her car in the morning when she was sober. But like I said, she could barely stand up. She was really, really wasted. Um, so the two management people went into the back room, and then she came out of the back room, and she was like, uh, what did she say? She got a hold of her keys. I think she, oh, no, I can't remember. I think she came out of the back room angry that she was told to go home. And she was like, "Where are my keys? Where are my keys?" And I think so one of the management people saw them and they were like, "They're right there." And then I was still dealing with a customer, and she walked out. The customer left, and then I was like, "Where did you what's going on?" And they were like, "We sent her home." And I said, "In her car?" So she just left. So she couldn't have made it out of the parking lot, hopefully. And I called her on her phone, and I told her to, when it was safe, pull the car over and stop driving. Just pull it over wherever it's safe and whenever it's safe. And she assured me that she did that. Hopefully, she wasn't right on the road yet. Like, she literally just left, and I found out what had gone on. And so I told her pull over, and then I told her phone your dad, and or somebody phone. I think she said she's gonna call her dad. So she said that she was pulled over, and then I said, please get out of your car. Get out of your car wherever it's safe to do so, and go like sit on a curb or go onto the grass. If you're by like a grassy part or a sidewalk, make sure the car is pulled over and you're out of the car. And she was like, yeah, okay, I'm doing that right now. I pulled the car over, everything's fine. I don't know how she was talking to me like this, because like just a minute ago she was like really wasted, and I couldn't even talk to her. um so I told her to pull over, get out of the car, call her parents or a friend or whatever, and then they would give her a ride home, but do not drive the car. And so she assured me that she did that, and she must have, because I think her dad came in the next day and he said that she called him and he got her home. So, um, so how would that be my responsibility? Well, first of all, she was coming to me. She arrived intoxicated, and then I had her in the back room, and then she was literally sent home, and handed her keys so she could go drive in the car. And then I phoned her, and like I said, she just left. She hopefully wasn't on the road yet. She should have only been driving through the parking lot and navigating through there. Um, but still, I called her on her phone. So now we have a drunk person on the road in their car on the phone. So that would have been, if she got into an accident, it would have partly been my fault. Um, the way I didn't realize that this was all something to do to sort of get me into trouble, and I figured that out a while later. But when you're dealing with a false flag or something like that that's meant to get you into trouble, um, you have to do the right thing fast. So I had her in the store in the back room. I got her out of her car as fast as possible. That's how I think of dealing with false flags.